Boom. Haha. All right, man. So I shot one and I took that shit down because the sound was nuts. Anyways, today's episode of the Tycoon, like I said, young tycoon, new tycoon, whatever you want to say, the definition of a tycoon to me that I want to share with you is someone who's created riches and wealth in their business or industry, and that's what I want you to become. So the whole point of this whole show is I had somebody mentor me. I had somebody come to me. I had somebody come to me in my 20s. I had somebody come to me in my 30s. And I also had somebody come to me in my 40s. Every time at any age of my life when I want to be better or when I want to produce more or when I want to make more money or when I want to buy more properties because I'm an investor, there's at some point somebody comes into my world for the place where I am and wakes me up, shakes me up and goes, dude, where you are, you can get there. I see potential in you. But here's what you got to do. And then they stop me in my tracks and tell me something that I need to hear at the time. So I want to be that for you guys. Like I said, I want to continue to do this because I feel like the next new tycoon should be my kids, your kids. It should be you. Like I said, but that won't happen if we're all just kind of fighting and scrambling for ourselves. Like I figure if I each one, reach one, teach one, this is what this is. So welcome to today's show. All right, real fast. Before I get started, I got my notes because I ramble. Because I have so much I want to share with people, but that isn't always going to be possible. You ain't going to be able to take actionable steps away if I constantly am in ramble mode. So one of the biggest things I want to share as it relates to today's show, the main topic today, for one, it's really bordering on the lines of you got to get your money right. For a long time, I was a successful entrepreneur, but I didn't have my money right? So even now, everything that I do is always feed or famine because there's so much information out there, especially when you're starting from nothing like I did. When I started, I didn't have anything. So every bit of information, I took it and ran with it, whether it was good and bad. But, I mean, the thing is, if you run with information that ain't good, that bad information, you don't know whether it's bad until you get in the trenches, right? And I've been in the trenches, it damn near seemed like 40 plus years since I was 5 years old. So from that perspective, getting your money right. If you are beginning, if you are intermediate, if you're advanced, there's always going to be this level towards you're going to want more money. And if not, never listen to me because I always want more. It's right there. Show me the money. That's my money mantra. Not the money there's not enough. There's not this. Just show me the money. Like, where's the money at? That's what I'm going to go do. I want to make money for my family. I got to do it. I want you to do it for yours. So if you're just starting out or you're further along or you're hearing this and you're hearing me for the first time, the whole part of this is this. Get your money right at whatever level you're on because the next level you got to get to or the level you need to get to or the level you want to be on involves money, period. You got to make a lot of money, a lot of money. So here's the thing about that. This is something that I struggled with when I was young. And I learned this from like a bunch of real estate investors, real ones, because I had a conversation with someone yesterday that was talking about real estate and they were talking about investing, but they were doing conventional shit. I'm not a conventional player. I got big goals, big dreams. And some of the information that we were talking about or he was talking to me about doesn't apply to me. Just like for you guys. Look, so from that perspective, everybody that you're going to follow, and this is something I had to learn when I was the young guy, right? That everyone that you follow, you may do what they say to do as it relates to their system. But if you don't have their drive behind them, man, you might not win. So while you may know everything to do, like, prime example, let's say you're a real estate investor because most of my peeps are real estate investors or want to be, or they're further along and they're listening to me because they know me, we're friends. I get that when you started your journey of whatever it is that you did, whatever your driving force was, that is probably, you don't talk about that or people listen to you, but they don't hear it when you talk about what you do. And then, oh guys, go do what I told you. Prime example. If I say, look, I buy apartment buildings, multifamily properties. I don't like renovation deals. I don't like going to the banks. I don't like doing all that. If I can get a deal without doing all that, no matter how much money I have, that's what I'd rather do. One, because that's how I learned. I didn't learn because I didn't learn to do that because I didn't have credit. So that wasn't on my radar. Number two, I don't want to do that. I don't want to fix stuff, right? Here's the thing though. Because I went that way, you can go that way based on the information I share with y'all, right? You can get your money right through that. But my driving force for going that way was I needed money. I had a mindset when I was younger that I was like, dude, I don't want to do this unless I'm going to get paid by Friday, right? I was an old drug dealer, right? I'm an old drug dealer. That mindset stuck with me when I got out of doing hustling and I went to real estate investing, right? So like my thought process was like, dude, I'm going to get a house, but if I can't sell it by Friday, I don't want to do it. If I got to swing hammers and paint, it ain't going to be done by Friday because I don't want to do it, so it's not going to be done right and it's going to be done slow. And I got to be able to sell this thing. I got to just make the money. So I've always had the mindset, get my money right. It's got to be gone by Friday. If I get it Monday, Friday's got to be gone. I got to have a check. So no matter what anybody tells you, you got to remember to get your money right. You got to, one, you got to know a system. Yes. Two, you got to recognize what your purpose is. What's your driving force? Why are you driving to do this? Right? So when I was younger, and for you guys, like it doesn't matter where you are, I got a different driving force than what I have now, but it's still driven off of, dude, I got to make some money. I got to hustle. Everybody wants to be like, dude, I want to give value to the world and I want to contribute and I want to do that. If you don't have money, let me tell you, it's really hard to help people when you can't eat. So for all my young tycoons out there, whether you're getting started or you're going to the next level, dude, focus on the money. Everybody else will tell you something different. Look at focus on where's the money at in the deals that you're looking for. Where's the money at in the stuff that you're doing? Where's the money at in this thing? You ain't going to make millions of dollars if you're focusing on the money, but you can follow a money trail, right? You will eventually get to millions of dollars. That's the goal, but you got to start today and you can't feed other people if you can't eat. So focus on the money, right? So today's episode, I want you to get one thing away from today, one takeaway from the Tycoon Show today. Get your money right. Show me the money. That's your core. That you got to ask yourself that. If you look at a deal, real estate investor, you're young, you're just starting out, dude, show me the money. Where's the money at in this deal? Don't give a shit about what somebody else is telling you why it's such a good deal for you, because if they're telling you that, it's probably such a good deal for them because they're looking at the money from their side, you know? So don't let other people's drive, don't let your drive allow that to drive other people, right? Because they'll use you. So one of the things I came up with, or three things I wanted to share with you guys today as it relates to that. How do you do that? How do you focus on the money? One, you got to commit to being the best at what you do. And this is going to be common sense, but like my man Brendan Bouchard says, common sense isn't always common practice. So let's practice what's common, right? So number one, commit to being the best at what you're doing. When I first got started in real estate investing, when I went to Bob's office, every day I showed up, and I got my homeboy Steve actually worked there. We're still best friends. We talk today. I really had a clear intention of being the best person in the office. I didn't just show up because I wanted to learn. When I showed up, I wanted to show up and play, right? Even if I didn't know what they were doing. So a lot of times people get into stuff because they want to show up to learn, but they don't want to show up to be the best at what they're doing. So they're learning to learn, not learning to be the best. Don't do that. You're wasting people's time. You're wasting your time. You will never become the next tycoon of your industry if you're just showing up to learn. There's a lot of intelligent people, but they ain't that smart, right? So how does this happen for you? How could this happen for you? Man, you're going to have to put yourself in situations where it's a huge challenge, and you're going to have to challenge yourself to be better. Even don't compare yourself to other people. Just make sure that you are committed to being the greatest at what you do. If you compare yourself to people who are great already, you'll never get there. Because what I said in the beginning, you don't know what's driving them. You know, I think I shared it the other day. Shit, when somebody's getting their ring snatched off at the airport, like George or Jose Perez said was happening to his mom, that's burned into his brain. As a real estate developer, if that's in his mind, every time he looks at a piece of property he's negotiating and you're on the receiving end of his negotiation, he's going to win. He's already has something that's burned deeply ingrained into him that you can't produce if that ain't where you come from. So you need to be mindful of that. So if you're going to be someplace, again, commit to being the best. Know why you're there. Get your driver down the path. For me, I've been broke and I hate it. My family's been without and I hate it. I've had people take from me because I wanted to do so well. I missed the ball on making sure that I secured my position sometime, thinking somebody else was going to have my back. That is a driver for me. So when I go after something I really want, I will not let up because I don't want to put my family through that pain and I feel responsible for it. So instead of my driver being like weak, I'm like, dude, my family needs this. Even if we don't need it anymore, because most of the times we don't, but I still walk in that thing. I don't tell myself that. It's just a feeling and I don't fight it because it serves me when I need it. All right. So number two, if you're young, I'm going to share this with you guys. I was talking to somebody about this also yesterday. Get a performance-based job. All of my jobs were performance-based. I needed to be in a situation where it forced me to be the best that I could be. And if I got paid, it was because I produced. If I didn't get paid, It was because I didn't produce. It was pretty simple. When I did have a job, I was just kind of like looking and punching the clock. It was a short run with that outside of the military because I was on probation. I had to get that job. I wasn't there for long. I think I was only there for a couple of months. Dude, get a performance-based job. Get something in sales, commission-based. Even if you work a regular job, find something else that you can do in your downtime that's performance-based where you get paid. And I guarantee you, if you work your ass off, right, to hustle, and I'm talking to the young dudes and get dudes and dudettes. Put yourself in a situation where you can outproduce everybody in your circle so you can, one, like I said, commit to being the greatest and the best of what you got. And then two, you actually have proof. If you outproduce everybody, that's proof. If I say, look, I showed up, I made 100 phone calls today, you made 10 and you dicked around and playing on phone on social media and Facebook, I'm better than you. I outproduced you today. That builds character and that builds confidence. Not a braggy character, but that builds a confidence in you that nobody can take away, right? You become an asset to other people. And number 3, what does it say? Don't hold back on your dreams. I wrote that down because I really mean that. Don't hold back on what you believe you can achieve. Like, I spent a lot of time getting my dreams crushed by people who had gave up on theirs. I would tell people what I wanted to have. I'm going to buy these properties. I'm going to do this. I would go back to my friends who actually didn't even want what I wanted, right? They hadn't read the books. They hadn't been to the seminars. They hadn't done anything else. But I would tell them what I wanted to do, and they knew me for who I was at the moment, and they would crush my dreams. But your dreams are who you're going to be in the future. So when you share that with other people, sometimes you're going to share it with people who can't see the potential in you, which is why I'm saying I wanted to do this, because I wanted to remind people, dude, you have everything it freaking takes for you to dominate and win the game of life, period. So if you want to be the next real estate tycoon, business tycoon, social media tycoon, massive influencer, dude, you can do it. You really can. You don't even need permission. If you need permission, hit you on the head. There's your permission right there. I'm going to do permission fairy from now on. Like, just go do it. Don't listen to other people, because all the people that we listen to today were crazy. Before they actually got popular, no one believed in them either, but they saw something in themselves. A few people helped them and they got there. But they really had to believe in the dreams that they had. So, yes, and I do say dreams. Everyone says dreams are blah, 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 but I got it, man. Whatever. I want to be the dude to tell you can do it because I believe in people. I really do. So, from that perspective, here's the deal. To tie that together in a pretty little bow, I'm going to move this because I can't see it. Where am I at? Boom, 12 minutes. Damn. All right. I breezed through this because I got a couple of things I want to share with you guys with this, and then I got to hustle because I got some other shit to do. You need to be willing to create an internal thing about your business, real estate investing, sales, commission jobs, other businesses, being an online entrepreneur, being a social media expert, whatever it is you do, right? You need to create an inner culture first. You're in your mind, right? That's your inner culture, your mind first, that you are willing to outwork other people, right? You heard me say it before. I'm going to say it every time on the show, man. I just want to be known for that. Like, dude, like, what is the answer to all your problems? Outwork. One, the answer to most problems is money. Make enough money to where if it's a problem, it's not a money problem. It's just a problem that you can solve with what? Money. Money solves most problems. 2, be willing to outwork everybody. Make that your culture. Your own personal culture. It's not even about other people. Like, you don't give a shit whether everyone else is not doing anything. It's just for who you are. Do that. And I share outwork everybody with you guys because that was a challenge for me. I would always try, dude, why can't I just sit still? Why do I have to work out 2-3 times a day? Why I gotta have to run every place? And I do all that shit. And then I go run and take an energy drink. I slam an Inno-splosion. My boy Ryan does like Red Bulls. Like, I know a bunch of people like that. I'm like, dude, they are willing to outwork other people. So we don't, like, I fought a lot. I was like, why can't I just meditate and sit down? Even though I tried all that, I was miserable trying to figure out how to settle down when I just settled in on the fact that, dude, be crazy. This is just you. Be okay with outworking other people. The only reason why I felt bad about it because other people weren't working that hard. And they were like, oh, dude, you're going to get tired. You're doing too much. And I'm like, this makes me excited about my life. So if I work out 3 times a day, which I do, or 2 times a day, 2 with me, 1 with my kids, then I shoot videos, then I go look at properties, then I go do something with my kids, then I go online, then I write programs, then I write my other stuff. I write my notes. I come up with other ideas. I write seminars. I want to do that. At first, I was like, dude, you're doing too much. You're chasing all the different rabbits and you're never going to catch one. No, I catch every fucking thing I go after. And I want to free your brain up enough to say, dude, you got permission to be crazy too, right? If you're going to become the next tycoon in your business, in your world, in your field. You must be like that, right? All the people we read about that we marvel at, man, they were crazy too. They didn't sit still. There was not this time when you read, well, we were on vacation for 8 months and I didn't do shit. I don't know a dude like that I want to read about. That person doesn't inspire me to be great. That person inspires me to want to take breaks. And I fought too long, just like you will too. When you finally get where you want to go, whether it's the lower in or the upper out, you're going to have fought so hard to get into that bracket of your life in business that you ain't going to want to take a break. Right? You keep momentum going when you're winning. You don't take a long ass break and have to come back and pick it back up. So I had to learn that. I'm sharing that with you. No one told me that up front. I'm telling you guys that. It's so important. Who is that? I called him back. So this is something I wanted to share with you guys. In a nutshell, here's key points. Get your money right. Figure out a way to make sure that everything you do involves you creating income, creating more money, buying more properties, doing something. Do it fast. Speed is going to save your life. Everybody that tells people slow down, enjoy the journey, I think that's bullshit. I'm not. I'm a destination guy. I don't give a shit about looking out of the window when I'm driving. I am driving so fast, I just want to get there because wherever I'm going to, that is what I want to enjoy, not the road. I don't care. On the road there, all I think about doing is going to go pee and go to the bathroom. So I'm just trying to get where I want to go fast. So that's a big thing for you. Get your money right. First, commit to being the best at what you're going to do. You may not be the best now. Maybe you don't believe in yourself. Maybe you believe in yourself and you where you want to go. You only believe in yourself at the level that you've achieved, like me. I don't always believe that I'm great at what I do. Even though I want to do these bigger and better things, I have to tell myself that until it becomes a reality. You know, Muhammad Ali, I'm the greatest. He said that shit when his name was Cassius Clay. Later, we know him as the greatest Muhammad Ali, but he had to know that first. So he was committed to being the greatest at what he did, or being the best at what he did. Next, get a performance job. Get a performance job or get something in what you do as it relates to your business. Do something that it doesn't take any involvement of other people. Shooting videos for me, I don't care if you guys watch this. It would be nice, but I can make 100,000 videos. That's my performance. If you make 10, I'm going to feel like I'm better than you at making videos. Get it? No one will stop me from making videos. So I found something that I can do within my business. I can drive properties. I walk on properties all the time. Google the address, find out the rents, crunch the numbers. I don't need to talk to anybody to do that. I can look at 100 freaking deals a day. I can find out who the owner is and send them an offer unsolicited. I can send an unsolicited offer to them all day and they respond or not. I can send out 20 of those a week. I don't need anybody to stand over me to do that. I don't even need your permission to do that. Find something that is performance-based by you, and I can tell you, you do that more so and eventually get you paid because you've put in so many miles yourself without anything. Guaranteed you're going to make a shit ton more money than everybody else. You will become the next top thing. And last but not least, I guess it's not last but not least, don't hold back on your dreams. Don't let anybody stop you from achieving what you want. You got to go after what you want. Don't hold back on it. Don't feel weird because somebody else doesn't have your dream or they tell you your shit ain't going to work. As cheesy as this sounds, everyone we watch achieve something that we utilize today was their dreams then. And someone shit on that dream. They just kept going, man. Right? People are like pigeons. They shit on everything. So don't worry about it. Don't let them shit on. At least they're welcome to shit on your dreams. You just need to wipe the shit off and keep on going with it. It's yours. Don't allow them to cover it up so bad you don't want to touch it. That's not how the game works. Last but not least, have a reputation about working everybody. It starts in your mind first. Be willing to outwork everybody in your space. Let that be your own personal culture, and then let that culture flow outside of you to the part where it's expected of yourself. And other people see it in you and they want to be around you because regardless of what people say, that they don't want to work hard, that's bullshit. People feel better when they work hard and they achieve something for the thing that they want to do, right? If you worked really hard and you achieved it, if you were an athlete and you worked your ass off for a year and you got in the ring, cage closed behind your back because you're a fighter and you freaking dusted this dude, just dusted him, man or woman, you're whatever, and you crushed it. You're gonna be like, dude, I worked my ass off for that. That person pulled out the best of me, and I became who I needed to be because I was willing to outwork everybody in my space. There's no way I can be defeated. That is the feeling that you generate when you have the own inner culture that spills over to the outside of you about outworking other people in your space. So to become the tycoon, you need to embrace all these small principles, but this all goes along with getting your money right. So how do you tie this in with getting your money right? Performance. dominate everybody in your space. Learn what you need to and commit to being great at that thing. Be the best at what you do. All right? Have a dream. Like, you got to have big dreams, and you got to know where they come from. And like I said in the beginning of this thing, just because someone teaches you something on the way up, you need to also understand what your driving force is. It needs to probably be something that makes you never want to deal with the shit again. So that way you have a very clear image of why you're doing these steps and taking on other people's systems or learning from them or want to be a real estate investor. Know what your driving force is, because that's going to keep you going when shit gets tough, because it will get tough. But that tough thing that everyone goes through makes it a very good barrier to entry to people who just are going to come in here because it sounds good, but they ain't really cut of the same cloth. You are. All right, so to your wins out there, everybody, today's episode of The Young Tycoon, man, I really want you to win. I do, man. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, man. I love you. I love people. I love my investors. I love entrepreneurs. We're a special breed, and we're cut from a different cloth than the rest of the world. I get it. And anything I can do to help out any fellow entrepreneur, real estate investor, somebody that's pushing to create the life and world that he wants for him and his family, dude, I'm all in. All right. So this is, again, Victor Bell Jr. saying to your wins, let's make this thing happen for everybody and all the people that you give a shit about. All right, man, get after it.